Hello folks, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena draft video. Today we will be doing some Theros Beyond Death. Haven't uploaded too many videos on my YouTube channel and I might as well do it now. This will be best out of 3, so we definitely need to have some careful sideboard considerations. So yeah, I've been grinding a bunch of gems for this event to record. And I've been doing this a lot on paper, so I'm pretty much I pretty much know the set pretty well, so shouldn't have any issues trying to navigate this draft and explaining what to pick and where to go from there. So let's begin. And pack one, pick one. A Crone War is definitely incredibly powerful. Just being able to steal a target creature, using that creature to chump block the opponent's creature on Chapter 2, and then forcing the opponent to kill off other creatures in the 3rd chapter, as long as they have toughness equal to his power, is definitely powerful. So it is close to a potential one-sided board sweep. This is definitely very strong, definitely great in black-red since you can obviously just steal the opponent's creature and sacrifice it right away. But the fact that in Chapter 2 the opponent is forced to attack can enable the opponent's creature that you steal as a chump blocker. So definitely very good. So easy first pick. Looking at the uncommons, Laguna Band Storyteller can be pretty strong if you have a lot of enchantments, especially Elspeth's Conqueror's Death or Elspeth's Nightmare. If you're able to just return those sagas back on top of your library, it can be pretty powerful. And especially if you have multiple Dreadful Apathies, this can be pretty good. Pretty good card. Durante Stinger is also pretty decent, especially against one toughness creature. It's just a nice evasive flyer that can catch an opponent off guard and potentially get a free card out of it. So pretty strong too. Looking at the commons, Catoblepus is strong if you have a lot of Black Devotion. Nice 6-drop. Great with ways to recur it like Omen of the Dead or the Acolytes of Affliction. Usually a 6-mana 3/2 isn't all that amazing, but if it comes onto the battlefield and potentially kills something, this is very powerful. Voracious Typhon is also a very excellent 4-drop. Just an excellent escape creature. 4/4 bodies, really where you want to be in this set, since that can usually attack past most, if not all, creatures, and then 4 toughness makes it a really good blocker. And then in the late game, having this escapes with 3 counters on it, making this into 7/7. So you can potentially leverage this with Wings of Hubris, give it flying or trample, and then you can just constantly attack with this and keep escaping this. So definitely a great card, but I think it's just a clear Crone War here. Nothing special. Otherwise, I think I would go for the Voracious Typhon, follow up by maybe the Bright Bluff and then Laguna Band Storyteller. But clear Crone War here, and we kind of want to lean towards the black-red sacrifice archetype since you steal their creatures with this. But it can still be pretty strong in any other red deck overall, so we'll see. And what do we pick up? There's a Storm Herald, which is only good if you have a lot of Iroas's Blessings or Warbrier's Blessings. 3-mana 3/2 haste is fine, but it's nothing amazing. It does take a lot of work to build around it, and you already do want to be in a deck with lots of auras that you're playing to kind of enable this Storm Herald to come into play. But if I'm already in red and I have a lot of Iroas's Blessing, this is definitely a huge payoff. But overall, it's not that exciting. Another Laguna Bands, follow up with Durante Stinger, but I'm liking this Faithful End, given that our first pick card is a red card. Faithful End seems like the clear follow-up, just a powerful removal spell. Deal 3 damage to any target, including face and Scribe one, is also excellent. Looking at the commons, nothing too that stands out. Some pretty decent interaction spells. Stern Dismissal, Return to Nature is definitely very good in this set. But I think I like myself a Faithful End, and we can stick with red as our primary color from here. And now what do we have? Agonizing Rewards is okay. You do want to cast this early, since in the late game it does have some diminishing returns, but the fact that this can deal with an escape creature is pretty nice in the late game. So it's a pretty decent 1-for-1, nothing special. I think Dreamstalker Manticore can play well in the Flash deck, the blue-red Flash deck, but if we pick up enough instant speed stuff, this can be pretty strong, since usually, even if you just deal with one toughness creature and kill it off with the Dreamstalker Manticore, that can already be a nice upside. 4 power is really strong, especially if you are in the red-green deck. The Dreamstalker Manticore can enable the 4 power ability, so that's also very good. The only downside is that it's an enchantment creature, so it can be dealt with enchantment removal, and red doesn't have too much Constellation synergy, unfortunately, so that's a downside of that. Rise to Glory is an excellent payoff for white-black. Definitely a powerful card that can bring back all of your auras. Bring back an aura and a creature, so just already a powerful 2-for-1 right away. That being said, at the common, Sunmane Pegasus is definitely an overperformer. The lifelink is relevant, giving this vigilance is relevant, and then if you can enhance this with a Sentinel's Eyes, it can be a pretty nice, solid attacker. So this is also great. Honorable Ragehound, don't want too many of these since it's forced to attack every turn, but it's a pretty nice 2-drop if you're already being aggressive. It's great to have 1 copy of these since it can come back as a 4-2, but you know, it's pretty solid 2-drop that I don't mind always playing on 2, but it can have its diminishing returns since it's forced to attack, and you don't really want that. So fine 2-drop, nothing special. And Elysing Caryatid is another great common for the green deck. Just a nice way to ramp, fix your mana, splash, etc. But I think the Dreamstalker Manticore still gets the upside because it's a red card, and it's by far the best red card in this pack. So hopefully I pick up some more instant speed spells to kind of synergize with this. If we do end up in the blue-red instant speed deck, this is great. If we end up in the green-red 4 power 4 matters, this is great. So yeah, I think Dreamstalker gets a nod. And we get a Slaughter Priest Mogus, which is an excellent payoff card for the red-black sacrifice deck. Other great cards in this pack also is a Mars Grasp. So I think it's just between these two. Don't think I want to take anything else because the power level is not that significant. If we take any of these two, we would still end up in the black-red sacrifice deck anyways. The Slaughter Priest Mogus provides us another sacrifice outlet for the Akroan War. It's also just an excellent 2-drop in general, and those are pretty hard to find. Mars Grasp is an excellent removal spell, just on 2 mana, playing this on 2, and just dealing with the creature right away is very strong. But these 2 cards are close, they're both pretty powerful. The question is which one has a better payoff, and I think it just might be the Slaughter Priest Mogus, since in black-red you're looking to have lots of sacrifice outlets. And the more you sacrifice stuff, the more you get higher payoffs and rewards. Especially if you don't need to necessarily use this ability to sacrifice a creature and enchantment to give this first strike. But as long as you sacrifice something, this already becomes gets an extra 2 power. So this is great. In terms of removal, I already have the Akroan War and Faithful End already as removal spells. So don't know if I need to take the Mars Grasp too highly. And if I do end up in red-black, I can still pick up like the Portent of Betrayal, where I can steal the opponent's stuff and sacrifice with our sacrifice creatures anyways. So I think the highest reward is Slaughter Priest Mogus. Otherwise, I would just take this Mars Grasp immediately and move into red-black. And I don't think I'm moving out of red-black anytime soon that I care too much of the flexibility of Mars Grasp. So there you have it. I think the Slaughter Priest is the pick here. And hopefully we pick up enough sacrifice fodder. Here, I think the best card is Blightbred Catoblepus. Can definitely use one for the black-red sacrifice deck. We currently don't have too much Black Devotion, but we can always pick up more. It's still early in the pack. Just a solid 6-drop that comes in the battlefield and kills a card. Other fine cards. Oread is fine. Funeral Rites is fine. Oread plays especially well in the blue-red flash deck, since you can keep up the mana to discard a card, draw a card, and as well as counter spells. So this is a fine card. But Blight Breath it is. And there's a Shimmering Chimera if we want to move into blue-red flash deck. But given that we've taken these 2 black cards, I think we're still kind of leaning black. And in that case, what do we need? We could just take an Incendiary Oracle as an excellent 2-drop that can potentially trade up. Also exiles a creature if it kills it. So that's also looking good. The Omen is pretty strong with a Blightbred Catoblepus and provides us a bit of devotion for it as well to get it back. Mischievous Chimera would be the speculation for the blue-red flash deck again, and this is definitely powerful, especially since we already have a Dreamstalker Manticore. But given that we, again, have 2 black cards, I think we still slightly favor black, that we don't want to move our way out of the way for Mischievous Chimera. So between Omen and Incendiary Oracle, which one do we want? Omen of the Dead can get pretty bad in multiples, since they're not creature spells, and you need something in the graveyard first to get value out of this. It's still fine one of, but I think I'm happy if I pick up the Incendiary Oracle, since I can still end up main decking 2 of them. It's, again, just a very excellent 2-drop. So I think I'll take the Incendiary Oracle here. And the Soul Reaper Mogus is another great sacrifice outlet. Other fine cards include Portent of Betrayal that I would pick afterwards. Hero games can be solid too, but you do need like Wrapped in Flames, basically to target this and make 2 opponent's creatures unblockable to get a lot of value off of this. And you definitely need a lot of pump spells as well. Spells that target your hero of the games to give rating +1/+0, so that's also solid. But I think the Slaughter Priest is much more important. I mean, the Soul Reaper, just to provide some black devotion. And again, in black-red, you are looking to sacrifice a bunch of stuff. So having another nice sacrifice outlet is amazing, so we'll take it here. And that's a Wrapped in Flames card I was just talking about for the Soul Reaper Mogus. Here, I think we just take an Oread here, just a solid 2-drop that can help us discard lands in the late game. I sometimes might prefer Thrill of Possibility over, but it's fine. There's Irreverent Revelers, and for the sideboard that we should consider, since this is best out of 3, it can also just destroy an artifact, but it's kind of a hit and miss with this card. You don't really want to play a 3-mana 2/2. So I think I'll take an Oread. Another Slaughter Priest is fine, nothing amazing. Don't know if I want to main deck 2 of them, but it's still solid. Wrapped in Flames, if I pick up some Hero of the Games, this can be pretty solid. And the Portents, but an Underworld Rage Hound. I can do away with the Underworld Rage Hound. It is a nice escape creature to get value off of, however. So I don't mind that. Final Flare is also pretty solid here. Portent is pretty nice, but I don't really want to main deck too many Portents. Even in a sacrifice deck, usually 1 or 2 is fine, but it does get pretty bad in multiples since it's quite expensive to cast 4 mana, and then paying the price to sacrifice can be a bit of a liability, so that's an issue. Could just take the Underworld Rage Hound here. Could use a fine escape creature and a good 2-drop, so we'll take an Underworld Rage Hound. And maybe if we don't have enough sacrifice fodder, Satyr's Cunning might make the main board. Since we have a lot of sacrifice outlets, sacrifice the Slaughter Priest, double Soul Reaper. I guess those are the only cards. So we kind of need to work on our sacrifice fodder. But overall, it seems like red is open. Black, not as much, but it is a good secondary color since we got Blight Breath and the Slaughter Priest Mogus as nice payoff cards. But overall, I think we're in the right place, since blue seemed pretty dry as well, even though if we took the Shimmering Chimera as a speculation. Didn't see too many amazing blue cards in the following pack, so I think we're in the right colors. We'll see. And here, I guess an Omen of the Forge, but Final Death is excellent. Gotta take the Final Death here. I think is just a lot more powerful than Omen of the Forge, just being able to exile a target creature, especially if it has escape that's relevant, and it deals with any big threat, so that's also great. Omen of the Forge can provide us with some enchantments to sacrifice with this Slaughter Priest Mogus. Also, way to deal with small creatures, but we already have Faithful End already. Pack 1, pick 1, I think I would go for the Final Death. But some other great cards. Atris is great. Gives you basically a mini Fact of Fiction and a 3/2 body with Menace. Archon is great, especially if you have some enchantments that you can get back from to the battlefield. Shimmering Chimera can open up some really powerful combos if you have some enchantments on the battlefield. Mystic Repeal is a great 1 mana spell for destroying an enchantment creature. Doesn't go into the graveyard, so it doesn't feel escape. Healer's Pilgrim is an excellent common as well, just being able to grab auras, and then Omen of the Forge and Final Death. But since we're looking to be in black-red, I think the Final Death is just much more important here. If we took the Shimmering Chimera, the Mischievous Chimera in the first pack, we'd be looking at the Shimmering Chimera for the blue-red flash deck. But overall, Final Death seems like the clear choice. And Nairo's Blessing is great. Another Manticore would be solid. But the best card in this pack is by be by far the Iroh's blessing, so happy that we're in red, and it seems incredibly open. Here, nothing amazing. The best card is like Rise to Glory, follow up with by Nessian Hornbeetle and the Warbriar's Blessing. But again, I think we're going to stick with black-red for now, even though we have some good green cards and some pretty good synergy with this Nessian Hornbeetle, with this Dreamstalker Manticore. I still think we take like just a hero of the games here. And we do have a Wrapped in Flames that can go well with it, so don't think we have a choice. Could just take another Dreamstalker. Could take a Mogus Favor. There's another Incendiary Oracle that's good, but I guess we already have Dreamstalker Manticore. We don't have too much instant speed in this deck besides like Final Death and Faithful End, so I don't know if I value this as highly. Between Incendiary Oracle and Mogus Favor, they're both close, but I think I want to take my first copy of Mogus Favor just to diversify. It's a nice way to enhance a creature of ours. Great way to deal with 1 toughness creatures that enter the battlefield. Just a very solid card overall. A second Incendiary Oracle will be pretty good here too, just to kind of have more 2-drops. But having some diversity in best out of 3 is good, so we'll take the Mogus Favor here. And more red cards. Could now just take either Portent or the Scovos War Leader. Don't think, again, I need a second Dreamstalker Manticore since I already have one, and I don't think in this deck we're prioritizing instant speed too much, so maybe we don't need it. I think it's just between these two. Could use a solid 5-drop, being Scovos. The Portent, we only have like 2 sacrifice outlets currently. We can always pick up more, but again, I don't want too many copies of these. Scova is just a fine 5-drop. It can block pretty decently, and it can sack. Never mind, there's a Lampad. Almost forgot. Yeah, I think I'll take the Lampad here, and then we can prioritize Portent since this is another cheap sacrifice outlet, and it's a good 2-drop. So at least having one of these copies of these, since they can kind of close out the game sometimes. So I think that's a clear pick here. And Blood Aspirant's great, especially if we're playing the Sacrifice deck. Black-Red Sacrifice, just being able to give this counters is nice. So hopefully we pick up more enchantments to sacrifice, so this Blood Aspirant can grow, especially with like Mogus' Favor, that's pretty nice. And it's whenever you sacrifice a permanent, so even like Lampad, Slaughter Priest, and Soul Reaper can trigger it. So I think I like that card, and it's the best card by far in this pack. Omen the Forge, so Black-Red definitely looks really open here, and another Omen the Forge, okay. And another one. Yep, can't really pass up 3 of them in a row. And maybe we play the Dreamstalker since we have triple Omen the Forge. Arena Trickster, probably best in like the blue-red flash deck, but not necessarily black-red. We do have some flash stuff, but again, it's only best in blue-red. Another Incendiary Oracle looks good, just to have more 2-drops. Drilla possibility would be fine as well, but the Incendiary Oracle is an overperformer, and now Portent seems great, especially with now Lampad, Slaughter Priest, and Soul Reaper as sack outlets. And then even the Underworld Rage Hound. So yeah, Black-Red definitely is the place to be. There were some couple of good green and blue cards being passed up as well. Black is not as open, but it's still a powerful secondary support color. So we'll see here. Could just take an Underworld Underworld Charger as another solid escape creature we can use in our deck. I don't think I'm main decking 2 Underworld Rage Hounds since, again, they're kind of forced to attack, and having too many escape creatures isn't all that great. It looks like our Black-Red deck could be definitely slightly more aggressive. So this Underworld Charger can be another fine 3-drop that can serve as a nice solid escape creature that we can use. Just turning this into a 5/5 can be really strong. And we don't think I'm main decking 2 Soul Reaper Moguses anyways, so could use another excellent 3-drop. Funeral Rites can be fine to help escape the Underworld Rage Hound or the Underworld Charger. So that's fine. Best card in this pack is by far Eutropia, follow up with Dreadful Apathy. Pack 1, pick 1. I would probably lean towards Dreadful Apathy to stay flexible. Since blue-red is not really, blue-green is not usually my favorite color unless I have Eutropia. Other good cards are like Mystic Repeal as well, but I think the Underworld Charger is a clear pick for us. I guess we take another one. There's a Nyxborn Marauder, I guess, that can give us some Black Devotion for this Blight Breath Catoplepis, but it's a pretty bad 4-drop. Could maybe use Wings of Hubris as a solid way to fly over and win. I mean, otherwise, how are we going to win? Guess we could just kind of deal a bunch of damage to them in the early game and just sack a bunch of stuff and kill them. So that's a consideration. Impending Doom is also a possibility since we have a lot of 2-drops. But this is pretty much an all-in card, and I don't know for that type of deck. We don't seem to be a Boros aggro deck, so we're looking to mostly sacrifice a bunch of our stuff. Could just take another Oracle here as a solid 2-drop. Maybe we can do away with this Oread. I mean, we have 2 of them already, so I don't know how necessary it is. This is more of an all-in card. And again, I don't think we're trying to kill the opponent on like turn 4 or anything like that. Could just take the Wings here, I guess. It can act as another win condition in case we don't get across. Don't know if I'm also supposed to play Wrapped in Flames even with just 1 hero. To just get in a bunch of damage. So yeah, maybe the Wings can be fine. Just another solid win condition. Here, I don't mind a Venomous Hierophant, especially with Underworld Rage Charger and the Underworld Rage Hound. This is just a really nice escape enabler. Just been very impressed by this card overall. One of my favorite pet cards in this set. 4-mana 3/3 Death Touch. Could use another fine 4-drop. Lampad would be fine as well, but we have one already. So Venomous Hierophant looks good. And Hateful Eidolon is good with the Mogus' favor. How many auras do we have, though? Not too many. I guess we have an Iroh's Blessing and a Mogus' favor, but I don't think it's worth playing Eidolon over it. Cling the Dust can be a fine sideboard card. Already have double Dreamstalker Manticore. Already have a million 2-drops. Don't think I'm playing Oread in this deck. Might not even play Wrapped in Flames or this hero, to be honest. And we already have double Dreamstalker Manticore, so could just see myself taking a Cling the Dust to maybe deal with an opponent's graveyard escape creature. That could be relevant, and you can, but it's not. But the escape cost is definitely a lot. So usually I'm going to end up using this once and then forget about it. Probably not the Eidolon. So between these 2 cards, which one do we want? We already have a Wings of Hubris. Guess I can use another good sack outlet just for the Point of Betrayal. The problem is that we don't have a lot of creatures to sacrifice necessarily. We do have a lot of enchantments for the Solar Priest Mogus, but not a lot for his Lampad. So maybe it's just the 3rd Dreamstalker Manticore anyways. So yeah, I think I'll take it. And here, could just take another Portent. Don't hate it. Not a big fan of the Harpy. Aspect can be fine if we're being more aggressive. And it plays well for Dreamstalker Manticore too. In terms of sack outlets, we only have, again, 3, and it can be quite expensive. So maybe the Aspect isn't bad, just to kind of curve out with our 2-drops and easy Fateful End. Rage Scar Berserker seems fine as well. Same with Omen of the Dead, but not going to pass it up for a Fateful End. Ooh, Storm Herald. It's pretty good with Iroh's Blessing, but other than that, it's just a 3/2 haste. Already have triple Omen of the Forge, so maybe I just take a Incendiary Oracle as a good 2-drop again. Again, I don't think we're gonna main deck 2 Portents, so I don't know if I want the Lampad too highly. The Omens are good, so I think we're gonna build a deck. I think we're gonna cut the Wings. I think we're cutting the Bright Breath, and maybe just cut a Dreamstalker Manticore and go from there. Don't know. In terms of removal, we should be fine. Don't want to main deck too many Omens, since they only deal with small creatures and not necessarily the big ones. So I think I take an Oracle here. Take another one. I guess I can use a Rage Scar Berserker as a fine curve topper. Flummox Cyclops, not that amazing since it can't block. But if we're being hyper aggressive, it can be fine. With triple Incendiary, I think we just take the Rage Scar. I could use a solid 5-drop. Here, nothing much. I think I'd take a Grim Physician for the sideboard maybe. Impending Doom maybe for the sideboard. Don't think I need 4 Incendiary Oracles. Okay, Okay, we got a second land pad anyways, and another portent. Okay, so I think we might main deck 2 portents, given that we have 2 land pads. And it's 4 cuts. I think it's fine going 16 lands here. I mean, it could just be 17 since portents can be quite expensive, so maybe we just go 17. So what do we cut? Could just cut a Dreamstalker Manticore. Could cut the Incendiary Oracle. Could cut the Charger, since we don't really have too many ways to Field Escape. And we already have a Rage Hound that's getting in there. Guess I could cut the Rage Hound and instead play the Charger. That might be better. And then one more cut. With Triple Omen, I think I need Triple Omen just to deal some damage to them. We do have double Faithful End already. Could just cut the aspect of Manticore since it seems pretty expensive for what it does. Maybe Berserker can go. Maybe we just go 16 lands and call it a day. Yeah, we'll just do this. Just go 16 lands. We definitely have a lot of red. So, but I think we need to kind of stay even with our mana base. Otherwise, we're going to have some issues here. So, yeah, I think we just do it like this. Could just cut a Dreamstalker Manticore. I mean, the aspect is not that amazing, to be honest. Since I think we can kind of close out the game without the aspect of Manticore, we can just kind of basically steal the opponent's stuff, sacrifice it, then just kind of smash our way through the opponents. Therefore, what do we want in place of it? Yeah, I don't think we're an all-in deck with Impending Doom or the aspect because we can 2-for-1 ourselves, and I think in terms of removal, we should be fine. So if we're going to go 16 or 17 lands, let's say we go 16 lands, what do we want? Could make the case for another Dreamstalker Manticore, maybe Underworld Rage Hound. Don't think Oriad. Already have double Incendiary Oracle already. Blight Breath is too expensive. Don't think we need a slow pre. So probably be between these two cards. But I think Triple Manticore can be too excessive, so maybe just go like this. 1,000,000 2-drops, 16 lands, and call it a day. We could just go 9/7 as well. I mean, with portents and the land pads, we might need a lot of mana to get going. So I could be wrong here. So I think we might just go 17 lands and then we cut something here. Maybe just cut the Rage Hound. Or we just risk it for 16 lands and maybe we can make it there. Maybe just cut the Rage Scar Berserker. We can do away without it and just try like this. Yeah, I think this is fine. Well, it needs to be 40 cards. Guess we can do 17 lands anyways. Okay, let's try this. And we gotta remind ourselves that this is best out of 3, so sideboard is always a consideration. Right, we're on the draw, need red mana, but I think this is fine. We're running 17 lands, as I recall, so we should eventually draw a red. Satyr's Cunning, okay. Not a card you really want to play, but I'm fine if the opponent wants to play it. Opponent's playing red-green. I guess he has a Gallia for the Satyr synergy, so that's why he's playing the Satyr's Cunning. Still don't think that's a great card, but I think I'll just play a Lampad here. And if he's attacking with this, it's obviously going to apply a removal spell, so could have a, don't know what he's doing here. Return to Nature, okay. Still have a Slaughter Priest open as a fine blocker next turn. Does he just pass? Wow, 3 mana and he still passes. I guess I'll just play the Slaughter Priest now. Could Omen, keep up Omen in case he tries to enchant something with this, but I think this is still fine. And Omen from himself, okay. But I'm not gonna worry too much about taking 1 damage from this 1/1, so don't know what the opponent's keeping up. Could cut an Omen now that I think about it, even though I do like having this card. It's can be a problem against bigger creatures, especially opponents playing green. So I might consider swapping one out for the next game against this opponent. Guess the opponent's just going to time himself out, that's fine. Guess the opponent might just AFK himself and we can just win from here. Opponent's playing powerful removal cards. The only card that's not really that great is a Satyr. But again, he could have like Gallia of the Endless Dance to synergize with this and give it +1/+1. Or I guess the opponent might just go AFK and just give us this free game. I mean, you never know what happens. The person might have fallen off his chair. Might need to take a walk outside or leave for the grocery store. We'll see. Guess if I'm playing this Hierophant, I do want a couple more escape creatures in my deck. Since I don't really have too many ways to recur creatures, it is definitely good for the Underworld Charger. So gotta keep that in mind. I guess I might as well just play the Underworld Charger, Rage Hound, since I'm playing this card. So might just cut an Omen of the Forge for it. We'll see. Alright, free game for us. Alright, thanks opponent, that was the easiest match ever. So, let's see. In terms of creature, we only have 12 creatures, so we are definitely lacking creatures in this deck. So could make the case of cutting, I guess, an Omen and putting in the Underworld Rage Hound. just to have some creatures. 13 should be good with... I guess I have an Underworld Rage Hound already, so what am I talking about? Never mind. Maybe just having 2 of these is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 4-drop. But then these are all good removal spells. So I could use another good Curve Topper in this deck. So in terms of removal, I guess this is kind of our removal plan here. So I guess we can kind of take out our weaker removal, like the Omen of the Forge, and again just put in a big giant creature on turn 5 that we kind of need. And that'll be 13 creatures. I guess I don't need double Portent since I have the Akroan War already. Even though I do have double Lampad, so I don't think I need Sacrifice too often. So I think I can cut 1 and then cut a Lampad here. Since the problem is that I might have too many... maybe I just take another Incendiary Oracle and call it a day. Or the Wings of Hubris can help me fly over, maybe, to win the game. Huh. Yeah, maybe we just main deck 2 of them. I mean, we are lacking creatures, but again, we do have the escape creatures, the Underworld Rage Hound and Underworld Charger that we can get back anyways. So, I think that's the case. We could just main deck a Wings of Hubris as well. That's not bad, especially we need to get in there with the 4-powered creatures. That's a consideration. Since I don't think having 3 Omens is that great. Maybe we should be fine. I mean, just having double Lampad without too much ways to sacrifice is a little bit annoying. So maybe we do go like this. Opponent's playing blue, the Towering Mystic. Well, and that's pretty good. The Moga's Favor came in handy there, so definitely fine getting in for 3, so pretty nice solid top deck. Now the Lampad's pretty powerful with the Portent, so we pick them up. Opponent could have like a Deny the Divine up here, so we'll see. His own land pad, okay. Could Faithful end it, but he can sacrifice in response and deny the Scry. So I think this turn, I just attack with the Rage Hound, and then play out the Dreamstalker Man. He could have like this Scry 1 effect here, where he blocks and uses the -2, -0, then I can respond with Faithful End, I guess. Okay, Chain of Memory, that's fine. And if he wants to go for the block, then I'll Faithful End the land pad. Could just sacrifice this Underworld Rage Hound, to be honest. But we'll see what he does here. Do I let it go? I mean, I can just play my Dreamstalker Manticore, but nah, I think this is fine, especially since he's tapped out. I might need the extra land to cast Portent of Betrayal with it, but I think it's a little bit ambitious, so we'll just keep it like this. And Altar for splashing, okay. Right, and we can stack in response and drain the opponent. So definitely gain value from the land pad here. Dreamstalker Manticore looks good, and then we can Portent and sack and kill a creature next turn, so that's pretty strong. And I think I'll bring back the Underworld Rage Hound. I might have to exile the Mogis' Favor, unfortunately. But if he plays like a Witness of Tomorrows here, then I can definitely get value off of this Portent. And Enemy of Enlightenment, okay. It's going to be a pretty big enemy, so definitely want to steal it and sack it. I think I'll play the land out because this gives it... Since it's going to become a 5/5, so this is nice. Incendiary Oracle, I don't hate it, since that can pump itself. So I think I'll keep that on top. Brine Giants, okay. So I guess the game plan would just be to drain the opponent out now. Could just attack with both and then sack the one that's blocking. Could just Mogis' Favor here. Yeah, we'll play out the Rage Hound and then we'll Alpha next turn, I guess. So opponent's playing blue-black control. Lots of high toughness creatures. So this Underworld Rage Hound won't be as amazing. Okay. Okay, so if we attack with all, what happens? I think he's dead since I can pump this a couple of times, so I think we go in. And then we can do... So opponent's playing lots of big creatures. Could maybe think about siding in this Wings of Hubris in terms of 1 toughness. I mean, I guess Moga's Favor can enhance our creatures too, so it's pretty nice. The Rage Hound might not be that great, since, again, he has a lot of high toughness. It's a fine escape creature, but at the end of the day, I think I can do away without it. So what do I need now? Maybe the Wings of Hubris to fly over the big ground blockers, and then just go from there. Seems reasonable. Let's see. So the opponent's favoring a lot of toughness, so definitely could see myself main decking another Incendiary Oracle, since it can pump an attack past it potentially. I like having at least a Charger, I guess, to charge over. Nah, I think this might be fine. Yeah, we'll give this a go again. But this time with the Wings, because he has the Brine Giant. That can be a pretty annoying ground blocker. Double Land Pad, well, it's not bad. I mean, we're on the draw. Eventually we'll get to Underworld Charger, so I think we keep. Alright, what do I lead with? Maybe the Dreamstalker, since this Omen of the Forge can deal 1 damage during his turn, and this hits a little bit harder. Altar, okay. I think I'm fine leading with the Dreamstalker. Mars Grasp, okay. I think it's fine attacking for 1, and then we can play out the Venomous Hierophant. Since he could have denied the Divine, but I'm fine if he counters this. But now that feels escape for the Underworld Charger. They lose a Portent, which might be important to kill off their big stuff. Second Mars Grasp. But now I guess we can double 2-drop here. Opponent with nothing, okay. So I think I can pump the Oracle once, and then play out the Underworld Charger, we'll see. Well, actually, never mind. Just the auto tapper thing was a little bit slow, but at least I can keep up mana to sacrifice. So missed out on 1 damage, but it's not the end of the world. Does the opponent have Ashiok? I'm not a big fan of blue-black unless you have Atris or Ashiok, so kind of questionable what he's doing here, so opponent's looking to respond pre-combat. Could have a Final Death, and we can just sack our creature in response. I think I'll leave up 1 mana to sack. Probably a Final Death, I'm thinking here. Chain. Does that matter? I can deny him the Scry. That's not bad, actually. And then I can recast the Underworld Charger anyways. So yeah, denying him the Scry might be important. And then I can just recast the Underworld Charger for 5 mana. Opponent does need removal. Right, now he has a final death anyways. But I can just deal a ton of damage to him and kill him. So. I guess we're one off. Don't know what the correct play was for that. Maybe I should have shot the last at his face with the Omen, but... Right, opponent just running a million removal spells, but no creatures. Keep playing. Leave with an Oracle, because it deals a lot more damage. Next turn I think I'll play the Lampad or maybe Slaughter Priest, we'll see. A Skirmisher, okay. Do I attack? I could just Omen this. It's not a bad idea. Maybe I can just play the Lampad and pass, since this can block the Skirmisher anyways. Don't really want to trade this off for the 2-1. And then we can still Omen this Setessan Skirmisher anyways. He does exile one card from our graveyard, but it's not a big deal. But Elspeth's Nightmare is definitely a powerful card, so always got to be careful of this. Hierophant, okay. Luckily I can give my Slaughter Priest first strike if I attack with it, so I think I'm happy attacking with the Slaughter Priest and seeing what the opponent wants to do here. And I do have a Omen of the Forge to sacrifice as well. Opponent just takes it, that's fine. Play out the Oracle, maybe sacrifice Omen end of turn for the Scry effect. Maybe I don't need to sacrifice for the Scry, since just having this to sacrifice the Slaughter Priest can be pretty powerful. Opponent's main decking Underworld Dreams, okay. Charger isn't so bad since he can't block with it, so... think I'll block and trade for the the Hierophant. I don't hate that. Ooh, her Crone War, that's not bad. So we play out land. A Crone War is 4 mana. I can pay 2 mana to sack with this. Which one do I want to steal? I can kill everything from the opponent, so I think I'll just pull the trigger now. What do I want to sack? I like his Venomous Hierophant. I think I'll take that. Move to combat. We can attack with the Slaughter Priest, and he can get first strike. If I sacrifice my Omen of the Forge, so that isn't as bad. I mean, I guess I can sacrifice his Hierophant anyways. So we'll see. Alright, he has nothing to exile from my graveyard, so I'm happy to see that. Opponent's attacking with the Underworld Rage Hound. I could just exile it with the Incendiary Oracle. That might actually be the correct play. Faithful End. So opponent's forced attack. Might need to say Faithful End for his Scavenging Harpy. But definitely fine attacking with the Slaughter Priest and the Hierophant here. No, maybe just Slaughter Priest. I don't know. Maybe attack with the Hierophant. Maybe I just keep it back since I can actually trade this off. I might use the Incendiary Oracle to kill off the Underworld Charger, and then the Venomous Hierophant to never mind. Maybe I just attack like this. Yeah, let's just attack like this. Get as much damage as possible. Alright, don't hate the funeral rites the opponent is using on himself. Sure. So opponent has 2 Underworld Chargers, so I don't think there's any need for me to basically I mean, I guess I want to get at least 1 card in the graveyard. So maybe it's the Incendiary Oracle, so I can escape my own Charger before he exiles it. So yeah, I think it's correct to maybe block and just trade this off. Is there any discard effects in this game? I think we should be fine. I'll just say go. Keep a land in hand. So opponent with a powerful, I mean, it's not that powerful. I guess it is with Wolfstrider, Underworld Charger, and the Elspeth's Nightmare. Opponent has a good, decent black-green escape deck. Wolf Strider, okay. That's fine. I can use the Slayer Priest Mogus to first strike onto the Wolf Strider if needed. So it's only a matter of time before we kill the opponent. Opponent might just try to trade for the Underworld Ragehound, and in this case, I just attack with the Slaughter Priest. Could just attack with all, and I let him take one. But I'm lacking stuff to sacrifice in the graveyard. I guess that's fine. And I could just sacrifice the Omen, end of turn to Scry 2. Because I don't know how I'm going to win this. He has another Elspeth's Nightmare to get back. No, actually he can only get back creatures. This Wolf Strider is definitely a problem. So I need to find like a final death in my deck to get rid of this. Okay, he only has one devotion. I think it's fine to final death the Faithful and the Blight Breath Catoplepus on the stack. Since that won't be enough to kill the Slaughter Priest Mogus, I guess you'll sack in response. Now, do I use this to scry? Probably not. So this is kind of my window to kill the opponent. So if I attack with all next turn, I guess he's going to block here, and I can sacrifice this, deal him to 5, and then I guess I can stack both. So I guess I can maybe stack the Omen of the Forge, or I can just do on my upkeep. That's actually maybe a better option. So yeah, we'll just do it on the upkeep. Dreamstalker Manticore. It is 4 power. But I might need the mana up to sacrifice. So maybe the Blood Aspirant might be better since it can grow if I sacrifice stuff to it. Okay, so definitely need to play aggro against the opponent. The Wolf Strider is a bit scary to play against though. So we definitely need some ways to exile, so the Incendiary Oracles are definitely important in this deck. Okay, so now what? Do I main deck 3 of them? I mean, do kind of want my escape creatures. Could just take out the Mogus' Favor. even though it's good, I mean, the only one toughness creature I saw from his deck was the Discordant Piper. I mean, Wings maybe cut a Dreamstalker Manticore, or we just keep going like this. Yeah, Dreamstalker doesn't look too good against the opponent, so we could maybe main deck a Incendiary Oracle. And try it like this. I could use a Wings again. That might be a little bit important, and I can maybe cut. I think I need the Berserker. Yeah, Magus Mogus's favor can go, and then we'll try it like this. See, since the opponent has a lot of MS Hierophants, it might be an issue just trying to get across, and we might end up with board stalls. Alright, not the amazing hand. The opponent's on the play. Might flood out, so I think we mulligan this. This is a little bit better, so I think we'll keep. What do we bottom here? Could bottom the land. Might be a little bit too greedy. But we have a bunch of stuff to cast on too, so yeah, let's try it like this. Could bomb the Hierophant, I guess. But with 17 lands, we should be able to draw it into one at least, and the Faithful End can scry us into one. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, Timorant. I think I'll kill that right away with the Omen, since that can eventually grow, get a lot of devotion, and this is just a great value, just killing this right away. And the fact that it can exile Escape is a bit annoying, since I do have 2 Escape creatures in my deck. Underworld Charger, okay. Don't mind Faithful ending that, maybe. Do I do it now? Yeah, I think I do it now. Iroh's Blessing seems good. Can again eventually get it back. Opponent's at 3. Okay, I think I'll play the Hierophant to dodge Elspeth's Nightmare. Alright, milling a bunch of lands is good. Our highest curve is 5, so we have to at least have 1 more extra land to at least be able to cast maybe a Faithful End. Okay. Opponent has 2 Underworld Chargers, okay. I think this turn I'll just Blessing here, get in there for 4, seems good. And then I can start flying over with the Wings of Hubris. Do I play out land? Yeah, I think so, so I can pump the Incendiary Oracle eventually. Yeah, let's play it out. Don't think the opponent has any discard, didn't see any. Last match. It's questionable to main deck double Underworld Charger, since that's primarily an aggressive creature. Here, I think we can just Oracle, I think. Keep up the pump spell against Elspeth's Nightmare. Could just Wings of Hubris. I think we'll get in there for an attack first. Or I can just deploy both my 2-drops, which might just be better. Sure, he kills one with Elspeth's Nightmare, but I have another one to back it up. Don't know why the opponent's attacking. Definitely need to keep this up to back to block the 2/2, but now we can wings. We can pump the Oracle twice, which I think I will, just to get an 8 damage. With a single green, I don't think he can deal with anything here. Maybe he has a Mystic Repeal, but none of these are enchantment creatures, so... Don't know if he has removal off the top for Oracle, because this can be lethal next turn if I give this flying and I just... Yeah, it's lethal. Alright. Alright, currently 3 and 2. I think I'm gonna save this part 1 video and upload a part 2 tomorrow or something. So yeah. In the meantime, have a great day. Bye.